Hello everyone, Cameron Love Aspiring Actor here, and welcome back. We are going to continue Season 4. We're going to do episode 8, 9, and 10, and things are about to take off. Walter, somebody take this guy's keys from him, because he's had a little too much to drink. Again. As frustrating as it is to see Walter dig himself into an even deeper hole because he can't keep his big mouth shut, it's perfectly in character for him. He's so prideful. He just doesn't like it when other people are getting credit for his hard work. This has happened before, multiple times. One off the top of my head is Walter Jr. When he made that PayPal account. Walter was so frustrated that his son was raking in all of his money. You know, he was crying to Saul, like, it's my hard work and nobody even knows about it. This is cyber begging is what it is. I don't want other people's charity. My work, I earn this. You know what, I think I should start calling Walter Achilles. There he is again, just moping around. Now everyone thinks that Gale is this big mastermind, like nobody would have suspected. He made this super lab. He was able to slip through Hank's fingers, evade all sorts of detection before he was taken out. It's like he's gonna go down in the history books, like people are gonna be talking about him at, police academies and just like the DEA. It's just gonna be legendary. And everyone's saying that Gale's a genius, super genius. He'll go down in the history books. And Walter, he's just moping, drinking, and then he said it. Maybe your Heisenberg is still out there. He's just so self-centered. He needs that validation. He needs the attention. He wants everyone to pat him on the back. That speech that Walter gave to Skylar in the following episode, the morning after, when he's recovering from a hangover. I am the danger. I'm the one who knocks. So good. I've already talked about this before, but I honestly do think that Walter has some personality disorder going on right now with this whole Heisenberg persona that he's created. It's obvious when Walter goes into Heisenberg mode, he always puts on that hat, right? That hat that gives him courage. He's just a man with no fear. From time to time, it leaks out. Who do you think you're talking to? That's a really good question, Walter. Skylar, who are you talking to? Are you talking to Walter? Or are you talking to Heisenberg? There's a funny thing going on with Walter's shirts. You can see where his mindset is depending on what color shirt he's wearing. Skylar was berating Walter, right as soon as he woke up too, and he's got a hangover. Did these dangerous people, murder Gale? We should go to the police if you're in danger. You need to admit it. You're a chemistry teacher, you're in over your head, and Walter, he's walking away. He doesn't want to hear it, and then he takes off his shirt, and it reveals a darker shade of, the color he was just wearing. And then he turns around and he says, who do you think you're talking to? He turned into Heisenberg, that switch flipped in his mind again when he turned around. It's interesting that that dark red color was also seen at the party. Bring the bottle back. I was like, don't wear dark red, Walter. Or black either, because you'll turn into Heisenberg if you do that. Then, after Walter's monologue to Skylar about, I am the danger, he goes into the shower, and he shaves his head more. I wonder if anyone's going to mention that. Why do you keep shaving your head? You can let your hair grow out, but Heisenberg wants to keep the head shaven. And Walter kind of leaks out as Heisenberg as well. When Skylar was talking to Walter, she said, that subconsciously, Walter wants to get caught by Hank. And that probably is, the real Walter leaking out of Heisenberg. This family secret's going to come out at some point. And in the Fly episode, Walter said, what good is doing this for my family if they think I'm a criminal? At least if Walter gets caught by Hank, he has a chance to, tell his side of the story, clear things up, tell his family why he did it, his children, stroke his ego a bit. He'll be the genius, the infamous Heisenberg that they'll talk about years and years from now, the one that, evaded capture for so long. But, if he does that, then his family's reputation will be, dragged through the mud. Hank will probably get fired or something because he's been under his nose the whole time. It's just Marie, her kleptomania. I think it's a way of her coping with stress. She's going to have not just a little tiny, purse. She's going to have, a Christmas sack at all times. She's going to just stealing things left and right. I wonder if Marie's ever stolen anything from Skylar. Maybe Walter will, catch Marie stealing something. I don't know. Maybe go off. Maybe it's time to let Walter Jr. in on the secret. He seems like he's mature enough to handle his father having a sickness, a gambling sickness, and, that he understands that you need help. It would also give Walter Jr. something to do. Instead of just being the minor character that provides, that moves the plot along by providing information to characters just like here and there, especially the Hank. Whenever they go off and talk, Walter Jr. always drops something that motivates Hank into, doing more investigation, I mean, if Walter Jr. knows, then it'll elevate him to a major character instead of a minor character. Also, Walter, you gotta get better at your tail game, too, just like Mike said. And Walter knows that Mike frequently visits a pit stop. Jesse told him that they go to a restaurant, and he's done that a couple times already. It's a meetup spot for Mike and Gustavo. Maybe Walter will tail Jesse, or... I mean, he could just get Jesse to tell him the address. And he'll just lie in wait, right, for Gustavo and Mike. They introduce this gun, they have to use it. It's just like when you put a cannon on stage. If it's on stage, it has to go off. And it's called Chekov's gun, where if you introduce something, you have to use it. It's the same thing with the Ryzen powder. They introduced it. They haven't actually used it yet. They've talked about it twice. They were going to take Tuco out with it, and they were going to take Gustavo out with it. And they haven't used it at all, so we haven't seen the effects of it yet. So it has to get used at some point. Jesse's hiding it in his lucky cigarette, and he didn't use it in Gustavo's coffee when he had the chance. Maybe somebody's going to bum a smoke off Jesse. It's going to be somebody that you least suspect that gets the Ryzen. Jesse and Mike, the new dynamic duo. Mike had a guy, but I think now Mike is grooming Jesse to be the guy. But Jesse, he's still not over Gail's death. If Jesse gets a gun, like he did playing that video game, he was hesitating. He was seeing flashes of Gail. If Pinkman's put in a situation where he has to use a gun, I just see him hesitating again. And I think Mike's he's either gonna protect Jesse or take a bullet for him or something. I don't know. So I feel like, well, it's pretty obvious. Jesse's grown on Mike. As much as an idiot as Jesse is, he's got this charismatic, magnetic personality, that just draws you to him. And Mike is, he's another victim of Jesse's charm. The charm of being an idiot. Loyalty. That's what Mike thinks Gustavo sees in Pinkman, but for the wrong person. Gustavo's molding Jesse to shift his allegiances towards him instead of Walter. If Walter, Gustavo, and Jesse are in a room together, and Walter has the perfect opportunity to take us out, I see Jesse stepping in and protecting Gustavo. Not only did he make him a fake hero, but he also complimented him too. That's just it doesn't take long to, shift Jesse's allegiances. Walter, maybe you should compliment Jesse every now and then. All you do is call him an idiot. Jesse needs those words of encouragement from someone else, because he always beats himself up. In that rehab group scene when he was admitting, he was bearing his soul about, what happened to Gail, and compared him to a puppy dog or a problem dog. It's how are you supposed to accept yourself after doing something like that? He's talking to the counselor. He's how do you accept killing your own daughter? What does it mean if you do something bad and nothing happens? How is he supposed to accept himself? I wonder if I'll ever see Andrea again. She wasn't at that meeting. We haven't seen her since Jesse gave her a wad of cash to get out of that, neighborhood, so we'll see. The APD guy, he got a tip from Hank. He's gonna question Pinkman, and Badger, too. Oh, Badger. Even when Badger stays out of trouble, he still gets in trouble. Skylar, come on. First sign of trouble, she dips. Tries to run away from it. Skylar's got a funny way of dealing with her issues. She runs away from them, literally. Not just with Walter, but also with Ted. She's not telling Ted, how she feels, what's going on. She's just keeping him in the dark. It's you're running away. You're trying to evade, your issues, Skylar. What happened to the Skylar of Season 1 and Season 2? You were so persistent in finding out, what's going on with Walter. What's going on with Marie? Why did you steal this tiara and get me in trouble? Like, no, like, we're gonna deal with this problem, you know? That was season 1 and 2 Skylar. And now season 4 Skylar's, you know, she's running away. She was going to go to Colorado. She fought the coin, and the coin lost. Like, Pinkman can attest that the coin toss is sacred. You don't fight with the coin toss, and she did. She dragged it back to New Mexico, decided to change her mind. That whole trip for nothing. Yeah, now she's gonna pay for it. How's she gonna handle, like real danger? I mean, sure, it kind of came across to, Skylar, when she was talking to Heisenberg. Walter, he's, like, super important to this organization. Maybe he's the one that ordered the hit on Gale, right? I am the danger. Like, can you blame her for, it's kind of a little murky right there. But, like, she left without Walter Jr.? I think she has favorites. What was your plan? Like, you don't have any money, Skylar. Run away, go to the police, drop a line anonymously, maybe? But to protect the family, Skylar, you have to protect the story. It doesn't matter how, like, crazy Walter is, you're in way too deep right now. Crazy Heisenberg is. It's like, now you have to protect the family from the man that protects the family. Also, like, I see a breaking point happening with Skylar and Walter with, like, all this money that Walter's making right now. Like, come on. Skylar, did you think that Walter was joking when he said he was in the 7 figures? Also, Walter, you could have told her exactly how much you were making before, going and buying up this car wash to launder his money. Skylar's like, no car wash in the world is making this much money. There's no way that we can launder it. Then what was the point? You can't do anything with this money now. Right now, it's all getting shoveled into a safe in the office. There's your out, Skylar. If things get hot, like, leave and, open up the safe and take some money with you. Also, take Walter Jr. with you, too. Don't just take Holly. It's like they both screwed up. And, they have all this money. I think there's going to be a breaking point. And they're just going to splurge. They're just going to buy all this fancy stuff. Like, just go crazy. Maybe buy a house that has 5 bedrooms, right? Maybe Walter will get a second car so that he can tail Mike and go to that restaurant. They're just going to be like, screw the story, we're rich. Speaking of screw, Gustavo, majorly screwed. Hank has his fingerprints from Gail's apartment. So, I can't wait to see that interrogation. Hank has been on the ball. Like, he's the world's greatest detective right now. This interrogation that Hank is going to have with Gustavo is going to be legendary. Because Gustavo, he's got that stone face. Hank, okay, he's had a pretty bad track with, interrogating people. He failed with Wendy, he failed with Pinkman. I mean, he had suspicions with Pinkman, but, like, he still failed. He can't tell if Walter's lying, whenever they play cards. So, maybe he'll get, Gustavo to crack or, like, show and tell or something. Gustavo's, he's gonna have an alibi. Like, he's gonna be, like, squeaky clean. He'll be like, oh, well, I delivered it personally to him. Because he's having a hard time, being out of a job. I just see Gustavo being a very quick thinker, Kill him with kindness. He's just not even gonna sweat. It's gonna be so hard for Hank to, crack this guy. So we'll see.
Are we done?
Oh, break.
It's attack on my brother-in-law. I don't know what it means. Please. I fear for my family.
I'm sure they'll be fine. I am told the assassin that survived is gravely injured. It's doubtful he'll live.
We'll see what Mike did to the cousin.
Thank me and shake my hand.
Mike has to meet with Gustavo after this. There he is.
One of the suspected gunmen died.
No.
Attempt to identify the deceased suspects.
Oh, Tio. Oh, we'll see who's in charge now. We'll find out what happened.
I can give you the highlights. Your nephews grew impatient. They continued to press me for my permission to kill Walter White. When I wouldn't give it, they settled instead for DEA agent Schrader. But a phone call was placed to Agent Schrader moments before the attack, thus giving him the upper hand. Marco was shot in the face and died instantly. Leonel lingered for several hours. The warning call to the DEA agent. Juan Bolsa may have some insight into who placed it. But yesterday, the federales raided his hacienda, and in the confusion, Juan was shot dead. An accident, perhaps. A mistake made by his own men. But we may never know. At any rate, I thought you should hear from me.
I'm torn right now.
This is what comes of blood for blood, Hector.
Hector.
Sangre por sangre.
That's twisted. Tio can't even say anything. He's got all this knowledge now. Unless they have like a Ouija board with them.
Anyway, so for me, that's been the biggest wake-up call. Letting go, giving up control. It's like they say, man plans and God laughs.
That is such bullshit.
Excuse me?
Never give up control. Live life on your own terms. Every life comes with a death sentence. So every few months I come in here for my regular scan, knowing full well that one of these times, hell, maybe even today, I'm gonna hear some bad news. But until then, who's in charge? Me. That's how I live my life.
Okay, so he is watching.
This residue here is why we descale with cool water from the walk-in and not water from the tap, remember? Do it again, please. Pollos Hermanos, or something delicious is always cooking. Yes, detective.
Oh, no. Oh, this is gonna be good. Think fast, Gustavo. He's probably already put it all together.
Sir, your fingerprints were found at a crime scene.
Really? That's surprising.
A drug-related homicide.
Hank's like,
Gail Bedeker's apartment.
he's got something. He's got this in the bag.
15 years ago, I established a chemistry scholarship at UNM. I named it after Maximino Arciniega, a dear friend of mine who died too young. Gail was a recipient of this scholarship. He was perhaps one of 3 dozen.
And you kept in regular contact with him over all this time?
Oh, no, I hadn't seen Gail for years, until I ran into him a few weeks ago.
Ran into him where?
At the restaurant. We caught up briefly. He invited me to dinner the following night, and I accepted. It was perhaps a week later when I read about him in the paper.
So after years of no contact, he shows up in your restaurant, remakes your acquaintance, and invites you to dinner?
Yeah, he wanted money.
Gail Bedeker asked you for money?
No, he didn't come right out and say that. He spoke in terms of a vague investment opportunity. I was at a fundraiser at Presbyterian Hospital. I was there from 7 to about 10.
Or maybe Hank has something. He's like, I know you're lying.
Sorry, yeah, just one other thing. Is Gustavo Fring your real name?
Is it my real name?
I know you're a Chilean national, but there are no records of you ever living there.
Really?
I mean, records show that you immigrated to Mexico in 1986, and then a couple years later you were granted an entry visa to the United States. But there's no record of Gustavo Fring ever having existed in Chile, which I find, I don't know, strange.
No, really, it isn't. General Pinochet's government was guilty of a great many sins. First and foremost were its human rights abuses. But it was also notoriously unreliable at keeping records. I'm sure if you keep digging, you'll find me.
He's all smiles now. As soon as he gets through that door, his face is just gonna change.
The State Department wasn't satisfied with his records. They want to naturalize him.
No, maybe, but he emigrated from Mexico in '89. You know, the state just wasn't as tough on background checks pre-9/11.
Regardless, I don't know what this has to do with the case at hand. I was definitely curious when his print showed up at Bedeker's apartment. But for me, the scholarship thing explains it.
Steve, just stop taking things at face value, please. Go further, like Hank does.
Sees that someone he just had dinner with, someone he thought a lot of, was murdered. He reads this and he doesn't make a phone call. Doesn't call you or one of his other cop friends to share his connection with the case or ask about the investigation.
Hey, Andrea.
Nice touch. Bird bath.
New house.
Hey, Tiger, how's it hanging?
Good.
Yeah, so, very nice. What's the damage?
$1,200 a month. I did a lot of research, and for this neighborhood, that's a pretty good deal.
You kidding me? That's a great deal.
$1,200 for the whole house?
It wasn't until the 5th grade that I found out she liked me, too. But by then her family had moved to Scottsdale, so... Carpe diem, okay?
Okay.
Seize the day.
Good boy.
So, you'll thank Jesse again from both of us.
You got it.
How is it?
Space, lots of light. It's a little garden out back. It's nice.
It's $1,200 a month for the whole house.
How's he doing?
Hey, look, I don't mind dropping checks off every week like Ed McMahon, but if you really want to know how they're doing, why don't you go see for yourself?
Oh my god, they're stashing money everywhere. They can't spend any of it. They're just gonna splurge. I just see them just... Jesus.
Hey, Dad, whatever happened with your scan? Did you get the results back?
Yeah,
Walter Jr.
I did.
Moving the plot along.
I'm still in remission. So, you're all gonna have to be stuck with me for a while longer.
One of these days he's gonna get bad news.
Hey, Walter. There's no rock show, okay? I just said that so Marie wouldn't freak. Take it right here.
Freak about what? Hank, where are we going? You hungry?
We're not here for the chicken.
The fun run guy, yeah, that guy, yeah.
Honest to God, I really believe that this guy is maybe one of the biggest movers in the Southwest. Remember Gail Bedeker? That's the sad sack from the karaoke videotape?
Yeah.
And you said that he didn't strike you as being the boss man type, that probably there was a much bigger guy out there, right?
Hank, that was just
It
speculation.
didn't matter. It made me keep at it. And guess what I find? Chicken Man's fingerprints at Bedeker's murder scene. So we bring him in.
You think that Gustavo Fring killed Gail Bedeker?
Oh, yeah, probably not. I mean, these guys use, like a dunce to pull the trigger, right? But his fingerprints being there was enough for us to bring him in. So
you brought him into the police?
Right. He sits down to talk with us. The problem is that he...
What did you ask him? What did he say?
Walt, will you let me finish my story here?
Sorry, I'm just interested.
Gustavo's gonna be suspicious.
Hank, why are you telling me this?
I need a favor.
What favor?
See that Volvo station wagon over there? I mean, the guy drives a 10-year-old Volvo. It's brilliant. Anyway, listen. What I need for you to do is stick this on it.
Hank, isn't that illegal? I mean, isn't there some sort of unlawful search and
That's
something or other?
It's known as extra legal, but trust me, it's our little secret. It's easy, okay? Here's what you do. You untie your shoelace and you head to the restaurant. As you're walking past the car, you look down. Oh, hey, darn, my shoe's untied. Okay. Now, when you bend down to tie your shoe, you stick this up into the wheel well. Then you go inside and.
Hank, I don't I don't feel good about this at all.
Look, Walt, I know that this kind of thing is outside your comfort zone.
No, I mean, this is a mistake.
Walt, I need you to help me out here, okay? I mean, this is really important. I mean, Jesus, just, you make me beg you? Come on, just stick it in there.
May I help you? I didn't do it. See, I didn't do it. Do it.
Do it.
May I help you with your order?
And how are you enjoying your meal today? Do it.
What the hell is...
Just made sure it was secure.
Great job.
Hey, where's my soda?
Walter, he's got this covered.
And that would only draw their attention to you, and therefore to me as well. We have a mutual interest in resolving this without violence.
Oh my god. Walter, Gustavo has those cameras on his laptop. What if they confiscate Gustavo's laptop?
So where do we stand?
Where do we stand on what?
Where do we stand with the thing that you were supposed to do?
He's playing Rage again.
You haven't done it. You didn't lose it, did you? You would tell me if you lost it, right?
Oh, Jesus. Asshole. What are you, high?
My brother-in-law, my DEA agent brother-in-law, he's on to Gus. Hank he's relentless, all right? He won't quit.
Yeah, well, he's got nothing, is all I can say.
How would you know that?
Because he's still above ground. Think a dude like Gus would let your boy anywhere near him?
I'm hearing a lot of like warning words going on right now.
So you haven't even seen him since that time at the diner?
Keep that Ryzen away from Hank, is what I'm thinking.
Hank already knows who you are, by the way. And besides, you actually did kill Gale, so there's that.
Thanks for reminding me.
Good fodder for you to request a sit-down with Gus so you can discuss what you would say in case Hank brings you in for questioning, okay? Now, you just say that you want to be, no, that you need to be able to be properly coached. And when you're near him, you put this to use.
He's just gonna tell me to shut my mouth if I get busted. He ain't gonna set up no meeting.
Well, then insist on it, damn it! Act panicked! Gus's ass is on the line. And trust me, he will meet with you if he thinks that you're a liability.
No, he will waste me if he thinks I'm a liability.
You know what? Whatever, man. Take a piss.
Footage is on his laptop. I mean, it's been there for, 8 hours, so you can always go back after his shift.
I don't know how many grandmas and grandpas we got. Is there a couple of them out there in viewing land? Well, it's the grandparents' polka!
And how are you enjoying your meal today?
Hello, Hector. The cartel has given me its ultimatum.
Oh, I get to see what
To which
the
I've said
deal was. No.
DEA agent Schrader. He's a concern. He's looking into my past. Is today the day, Hector?
Gustavo, siéntate, me estás poniendo nervioso.
Gustavo, sit down. You're making me nervous.
Por fin, los grandes chefs.
At last, the master chefs.
Ustedes dos.
You too?
Ese pollo que cocinan.
That chicken you
Se lo
cook?
juro por mi madre.
I swear it's gotta be the
Que es el
tastiest
más
chicken in all of
sabroso en
Mexico.
todo México.
Don Eladio.
Max es el chef.
Tu
So,
socio.
if your partner is the
Ese
chef,
chef. ¿Quién eres tú?
then who are you?
No me digas que
Don't tell
solamente
me,
estás
you're
para
just
probar
the
la comida.
taster.
Yo me encargo
I handle the
de las
business operations.
operaciones del negocio.
Gustavo es un hombre de negocio brillante.
Gustavo's a brilliant businessman.
Es el businessman. Vamos a ser honesto.
Come on, be
No hay
honest.
nada más que ofrecen.
There's nothing else you offer?
Un plato,
Little
un
taste of something else?
bocadillo, algo por el lado, a lo
Something
mejor.
on the side?
¿Sabes por qué? Porque cuando yo mando
Because when I send my
mis
men to
hombres
your
a su
restaurant,
restaurante, ellos regresan no solamente
they come
con el
back with
pollo,
more than just chicken.
sino regresan
They come back with drugs.
drogados.
Gustavo meant no
Lo que pasa es
offense.
que
But he,
para
that is to
nosotros,
say, we
no encontramos
could
otra
think of no other
manera
way to
de
get your
llamarle la
attention.
atención. Es que queremos trabajar con usted, don
We want to work with you.
Yo soy
May
bioquímico
I?
de profesión.
I'm a
y
biochemist
la
by
metanfetamina
training.
que nosotros hacemos
The
es
meth
mucho
we
más
make is much
superior a la
superior.
llamada.
It'll triple your profits. Perhaps quadruple. It's just like Walter when he talked to Gustavo in his restaurant. The first time they met.
Yo quiero que me digas una cosa.
Tell me one thing,
Tú
though.
eres el cocinero.
If you're the cook,
¿Para qué lo necesito a él?
why do I need him?
Aquí tengo que hacer negocio.
Why should I negotiate
Con un
with someone who
hombre
doesn't respect
que
me,
me falta respeto. Tratando de negocios
who
bajo
insults
mis
me by
narices,
dealing under my
sin
nose without my
pedirme
permission,
permiso a mí, y que me manipula
who manipulates me
para
into
hacer
meeting
esta reunión frente de mis
in
hombres.
front of my own men.
¿Para qué te quiero?
What do I need you for?
Don Eladio, por favor. Yo no vendí nada.
I didn't sell anything.
Pido disculpas.
I apologize if you're offended
Por mi método de
by my
conseguir
method of
dinero.
obtaining this meeting.
Yo simplemente tomé
I merely took
la
the initiative.
No fue
I meant no insult.
intención insultarlo.
He's scared.
Gustavo's
a genius, too, making millions.
Solamente deje que su corazón lo
Just
perdone
find
por
it in your heart to
ese
forgive
pequeño
him this one small mistake.
error. Por favor.
Please,
Él es mi compañero, sí.
use my
Yo lo
partner.
necesito. Él es mi
I need him, I
compañero.
swear to God.
Por favor, se lo juro.
Look at him. You did this to him. Now look at him. The only reason you are alive, and he is not, is because I know who you are. But understand, you are not in Chile anymore. My advice? Stick to chicken.
Look at me, Hector. Look at me.
Last laugh.
Maybe next time.
If there is a next time. Gustavo, it's all been leading up to this moment, the last laugh. A 20-year, just like vendetta. In the beginning, I'm like, I feel so bad for him. He can't say anything. Gustavo's telling him all this stuff. His entire family's just been wiped out. But, no. Tio's pretty terrible. Hector is pretty terrible. That's even worse. He has to live with it. There's nothing Tio can do. He can't even move. He can't do anything. He just has to take it. Every week, Gustavo just visits him and just taunts him. That gives Gustavo such joy. They're throwing out all these words that I'm picking up on. I don't want Jesse to use, the Ryzen on Hank, because Hank's a problem, Jesse might protect Gustavo at all costs. And if it appears like a sickness, then that Ryzen is going to be used. He's still got it. He's still got his lucky cigarette. Hank's getting so close, though. that interrogation was legendary. Now, if Walter was being interrogated like that, man, that guy would sing. Gustavo, he was just playing it cool, and Walter would just be like, my fingerprints? Those were my fingerprints? Are you sure? Those were my fingerprints? Like, I don't know how they would have gotten there. What if Hank breaks into Gustavo's office? Yeah, like, what if Hank just goes in for, like, another meal? Like, Mike can't stop him for, you know, wanting something to eat, right? It'll cause too much of a scene. So if Hank gets in... Okay, Hank has a mobility issue. It's not like he can just, like, stealthily sneak into Gustavo's office and look at his laptop that has the security footage of the lab, unless he gets Walter to do it. One of these days, Walter's gonna go in and get his results, and it's gonna be not good. Do you feel in control, Walter, right now? You used to be, until Gustavo took that control away from you. That's how I live my life. Half an hour later, you see him panicking, pleading to Gus. I knew Gustavo was gonna play it so cool, so smooth. But he had that little tick going on in the elevator. He must do, like, serious, like, meditation. He's not even human. He's gotta be a Terminator. He's just in the elevator. I was expecting his eyes to turn red when he went like this. Maybe we'll see Gustavo going like this again. It's just gotta be his way of just, like, focusing all of his stress and frustration and just everything. Man, somebody got beat. Who is it, Mike? Walter. You're in for quite the day, Walter.
Bum, 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 bum.
We need a montage.
Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, they gotta collect the footage.
All right, baby. Let's see what we got.
Ah, Google Earth.
What the hell? Look at this. Bump, 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 bump. That's work. That's home. That's work. That's home. What, this guy?
Doesn't have a social life?
There's 2 places every day all week. It's unbelievable. Chicken slinging son of a bitch.
Hank, is it possible that maybe, just maybe, he's not your guy?
Oh, a guy this clean's got to be dirty.
Hey, you got one of those for me?
One of those what?
Cigarette.
Look, it's still in there, all right? I didn't get a chance yet.
Just give me one.
Appearances. This tastes funny.
Hell, man, don't you have enough cancer already? Look, I said I'd do it.
What if the blood at the beginning is Walter smoking that lucky cigarette? And what if he gets the Ryzen?
Hi. Am I catching you at a bad time?
I have a few minutes.
So, Mr. I'm almost 16, so leave me alone. Doesn't want a big thing for his birthday. He just wants to hang out with his friends, which is fine by me. You?
Fine by me.
Okay. So, I figured low-key family dinner, no official party, and we bite the bullet and buy him a car. Used. I was thinking would be best.
Yeah, no, you just go ahead.
Okay. Listen, on another subject, I just wanted to tell you that business is good. Really good. So good that I'm thinking maybe you don't need to even work your second job.
He can't quit.
You're turning a profit.
We're coming close. Give us another month or two and, yeah, we'll be there. All of this to say, maybe you could start thinking about an exit strategy.
I'm working on it.
Walter knows too much. Oh, he's gonna put his own tracker on.
Listen, I'll cut to it. I got another favor to ask. Thinking about this Gus Fring, right? About how he never goes anywhere. I mean, one restaurant home, back forth. Which now I'm even more convinced is bullshit, because the man owns 13 other restaurants, right? So I started thinking about this little empire of his, right? 14 restaurants. Who supplies them? What's the base of operations, huh? So I do a little digging, and bingo. Hermanos has a main distribution center. It's not far from town. The place is huge. I mean, I'm looking at it online right now. It's a big warehouse and rows of these long poultry buildings or hatcheries or whatever you call them. Lots of space to hide illicit activity. Sounds promising, right?
Huh.
So, what do you say, buddy? Got another field trip in you?
You know, Hank, I mean, it sounds great, it really does, but I won't lie, you caught me somewhat indisposed.
What do you mean, like taking a dump indisposed?
Yeah, that's embarrassingly, that's it. It's just
I'm gonna be in here all day.
upset stomach and, everything. I would just really love to be the one to be able to take you there. And I mean, I've just really enjoyed, the time with you and helping you. And
Yeah, okay, sure. If it means that much to you. Just, give me a call when you're feeling up to it, all right?
Thank you. Yeah, I will. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Mike, listen, I just want to say first off, don't be angry.
What is it, Walter?
My brother-in-law, Mike, he soon he will probably, in the near future, take a ride out to a certain distribution center to look around for things. Just look around for things. And, yeah. Mike.
So, a hand wax for you today? Okay, great. Please give this to your car care professional. And the Black Explorer? Well, of course we could shampoo your floor mats, but really, deluxe detailing is the best bang for your buck. Oh, and SUVs are extra. And please give this to your car care professional. Thank you. Please give this to your car care professional.
Hey, Sky.
Oh my God, Ted, what are you,
Someone from the office said you worked down here, so I thought I'd come down and say hi.
Nowhere for you to run, Skylar.
I really don't think we have anything to talk about.
Actually, we do.
I'm in trouble.
An audit?
Oh, boy.
An audit tomorrow? How long have you had this?
A while. I debated, contacting you.
Contact me? What about a lawyer, Ted? Ted, this is the CID, the criminal division. My God, you're facing a felony charge here. $100,000 fine on top of the taxes you already owe, plus 5 years in prison.
It's bad.
Yeah.
There's some way you could help with this.
Help? Help how?
Yeah, you got some money.
Well, with your knowledge of how the books got the way they are, maybe there's some way you could undo what's in there.
You want me to uncook your books?
Skylar, I'm accountable, not you.
Let me explain what's gonna happen here, okay? Once the CID sees this as willful tax fraud, they are going to build the strongest possible case against you, and once they start down that path, they have an 80% conviction rate. That's because they're allowed to monitor your mail and tap your phones, and not just you, Ted. Everyone involved in those books. I can't have this in my life. I cannot be audited.
Skylar, you're gonna be fine, okay? They're after me. It's the captain they want, not some cashier at a car wash. I'm gonna figure out a way through this.
Could always run to Colorado. Flip a coin. Good job, boys. Hope we didn't miss something. Jesus! Mike. Here comes Gustavo. Oh my God, he's just walking. It's the guy.
Dígales.
Tell them.
Que la respuesta
The answer is yes.
es sí.
Yes to what? Walter? Yes to killing Hank?
Yo, I guess I never thanked you for what you did. But thanks.
Next time, don't stand there like an idiot. Move your feet, running, and so forth.
But seriously, what was the deal with Gus?
The deal?
The Terminator shit?
Terminator!
Walking right into the bullets? What the hell was he doing?
The cartel needs Gus. His distribution network. They're not looking to kill him.
But what? The rest of us are like open season? Is he doing anything about that? Or do we just keep hanging out for target practice while he's...
Kid. Enough. You got questions. Ask him yourself.
Oh, I am so sorry I am late. I got lost. Hey, Ted.
Sky.
Mwah. Whew, this building is so confusing. There are doors everywhere. Hi, you are?
Special Agent James Baccaris.
Putting her acting chops to use. Again.
That's right. You are the accountant of
Rule of
record
three.
for many of these reports, is that correct?
Guilty as charged.
Well, then perhaps you can shed some light on this history of missing revenue.
Ms. White, how did you get this job?
Oh, Ted hired me.
I mean, your qualifications. What are your qualifications? Where did you get your training?
Well, I haven't had any training per se. I've always been naturally good with numbers. Got a good instinct for them. Right, Teddy?
Right. This is all falling into place now. Ms. White, I just have to ask. You're not managing accounts anywhere else, are you?
Right now? Nope. I'm a cashier at a car wash. Pay your back taxes, pay the penalties, and move on from this. Just put it behind you.
Hey, with what? I owe them $617,000. What am I...
Look, just figure it out, all right? You just dodged prison. Sell your assets. Get rid of the BMW. Take out a second mortgage on your house.
Second mortgage? I have a lien on
Demolish that
I don't have any
bathroom.
assets. There are no assets left to sell.
Ted, if you don't pay them, they will reopen the investigation. And that little fiction I just spun up there is going to completely unravel. You have to settle.
Wish I could.
It's making me nervous.
I know you have concerns. What happened yesterday to my man at the farm, it was a terrible thing.
Well, the dude getting his head blown off? Yeah.
I have invited you into my home. Prepared food. So we could sit and talk.
His eyes.
Discuss what's going on in this business. Our business. Like men. And I will explain everything that's happening. I will answer your questions. But first, I need you to answer one question for me. Can you cook Walter's formula?
What?
Walter's formula. Can you produce this product without any help, alone?
No.
He's protecting Walter.
Why? You asking me if I can cook Mr. White's crystal? Without him? Me? The junkie loser you were about to waste and dump in the desert a month ago? This your plan? Huh? Invite me in your house. Make whatever this is. Be my buddy and make me feel important. Then get me to keep cooking for you after you kill Mr. White.
Train somebody else and then kill me.
You wanna talk like men? Let's talk like men. You kill Mr. White, you're gonna have to kill me too.
That is not what I asked you. You are here because circumstances with the cartel are untenable, and I need your help. I need you to help prevent an all-out war. Now, if you would, answer the question.
Oh, did he do that to Jesse's car? Huh. I mean, he did go to Gus's house.
Yo, Mr. White, hey, I really gotta talk to you. I don't know if you're with your family or whatever, but this is, important, so I'm hoping you can come over. They want me to go to Mexico. There's some sort of war brewing between Gus and the cartel.
Word has come down.
Yeah, the cartel has been messing with Gus's operation, like jacking trucks to like send a message. And you know, yesterday, that dude we brought to the lab, I mean, they shot him right in front of me. It was just blew his head open. I mean, some sniper nailed him from like a mile away. So, Gus is gonna cave. So the cartel wants half of Gus's entire operation, and they want your formula. and he's gonna give it to them. Well, I gotta give it to them. I mean, I'm supposed to go to Mexico and teach a bunch of cartel chemists how to cook a batch of blue.
So you saw Gus?
What? No.
You didn't see Gus?
No.
Then who told you all of that?
It was passed down, like I said.
Passed down? By whom?
By Mike and them. I mean, they did.
So they doesn't include Gus. You haven't been with Gus. You haven't seen Gus. You haven't spoken to Gus.
Why are
you weren't at Gus's house last night.
What? What the hell? Jeez.
Still here. Still here.
Jeez.
You look me in the eye and you tell me that you weren't at his house last night.
Look, I didn't have a chance. All right? Okay? I knew you would react this way. I knew you would freak out and wouldn't believe me. That's why I didn't say anything.
2 hours and 18 minutes, and you couldn't figure out a way to give it to him.
He never left the room.
Are you lying, little shit? You had one thing to do. One thing. That is the only thing, I might add, that would save our lives. And you were right there. You were in his house. And you didn't have the guts to do it.
How did you know I was at his house last night?
This is how I knew.
You bugged my car?
7:10 to 9:28 p.m. 2 hours and 18 minutes. But you had no intentions, did you? Not the slightest intention.
Everything that I have done for you.
Ah!
You put a bug on my car?
I'm sorry. After everything you've done for me, what you've done for me, you killed me is what you've done. You've signed my death warrant. And now you want advice? All right, I'll give you advice. Go to Mexico and screw up like I know you will. And wind up in a barrel somewhere.
Jesus. Tough love. Jesus. I was not expecting that. That was good. That first punch was a mile away, though.
Hey, get the fuck out of here and never come back.
Shift in allegiances. Terminator. Holy crap. Just walking, no fear. Gustavo pulled a Joker, Jack Nicholson style. He's so calm, like ridiculously calm. I guess what happened to Tio that day, or with Tio and, you know, his partner that got shot in the head 20 years ago, like, that must have been like, never again am I ever going to be that scared of anything. So Gus is caving in. So yeah, now we know what the trade is with Gustavo and the cartel. They want half of the operations and then get Jesse to train new chemists. They're going to take Jesse out when they're done with him. Of course. It's competition. They're just going to, like, Walter and Jesse fighting again. This is different from that time in the RV. Pinkman's slowly taking Gus's side, but he still cares for Walter deep down. That was a good fight, though. I especially like the glass slamming Walter's head on the the glass coffee table. There was that one punch, though. It was just a little too a little too far. I've done that. You know, you put your hand on the guy's shoulder and you go like this, but his head's right here. You just miss it by a mile. This Ryzen is going to get used. Somebody's going to get it. Skylar, what did you see in Ted? Oh, it's like, Ted, man, go away. You're just a recipe for disaster, man. Skylar got out of that. I mean, it's true, she is cashier at a car wash. Rule of 3. She used her acting again. She didn't run away. She'd probably tell Ted to run away. Ted, it looks like you have a really nice bathroom. Can you, like, I don't know, sell the house? Dude, like, quit trying to keep your business afloat. I get you're trying to, you know, preserve this, like, legacy. You know, you admired your father and all the work that he's done, and you royally screwed up. And all of his employees are still, like, oblivious to how bad the company's doing. Just go away. He's driving a pretty terrible-looking car. Looks like a loner. Bring around the Lona. And she's making fake transactions. I mean, she's covering her tracks. It's like, oh, that's how they're making a profit. But Walter can't quit Skylar. Hank, he's so close to finding... What if he showed up that day? Holy crap. Was that the same morning where there was, like, a sniper? Yeah, actually, yeah. They had one day. How lucky was that? The day that Hank wants to go to see this poultry farm of Gustavo's just so happens to be the day that there's a cartel sniper taking people out. Gustavo needs the product, though. If he gives Jesse away, he has to have Walter to continue and to be able to compete in this market. Yeah, he's out of options. We'll see what happens next. I'm scared. That was a long day.
Oh, hey, happy birthday, sweet 16. Mwah.
Thanks, Mom.
Of course, I thought you might sleep through it.
Haha.
So, since it's almost, noon, I think your first big birthday decision is breakfast or lunch.
Pancakes?
Pancakes, it is. Oh, hey, could you do me a favor? I forgot to get the paper. Can you go out and grab it for me? Surprise! It's from me and your dad. It's pretty slick, huh?
Yeah.
It's a PT Cruiser.
Thanks, Mom. It's great.
You know, I really did a lot of research, and I don't know, this car just really stood out to me. It's got a ton of great features, power everything, solid engine. It's really roomy, so you can, you know, carpool with all your friends. And, of course, it is safe, because I am still your mother. Wanna take it for a spin?
Maybe later. I'm kind of starving.
This is a bad idea.
Saul.
Send him in. Mr. Beneke, Saul Goodman.
Oh my God.
Thank you for coming in.
Yes, this is a bad idea.
Have a seat.
Skylar, what are you doing? Just let...
Well,
I mean, she's got to protect herself, too.
I don't really understand
right?
why I'm here. Is this something to do with my creditors?
Creditors? No. I'll cut right to the chase. Mr. Beneke, I have some bad news.
Nothing but lately.
Your great-aunt Birgit passed away.
I'm sorry, who?
Birgit left behind a sizable estate of which you, Mr. Beneke, are the primary beneficiary.
What?
Yeah, well, it seems she had no immediate relatives, so the estate's just been sitting while the folks over in the EU search for a living heir.
Well, I don't know of any relatives in Luxembourg. Definitely no one who would name me in their will.
Huh. Oh, well, here you go. She left no will, so that's probably why it took so long. They traced the inheritance through to your father, but his having passed, my condolences, you are the next in line to the tune of $621,552.33.
Exactly. He's probably going to waste it. He's probably going to, like, add an addition onto his house. It's like, Skylar, look at this bathroom. Doesn't the floor feel warm? Gus, this is probably what you should have done with, you know, them when they were visiting you. Who's the chemist?
This was a broma.
Is this a joke?
He's asking if you're the chemist.
I'm one of them.
Bueno, pues, ya nos conocemos, ¿no?
Okay, we've all met.
A trabajar.
Let's get to work. Where's your round bottom boiling flask? Yo! I can't do this when everyone's looking.
¿Cuál es el problema?
Look, I get my acidic acid from the barrel with the B on it. That's how I know how to do it.
What kind of amateur have you brought us?
What's he saying?
We're working it out.
Tell this asshole if he wants to learn how to make my product, he's got to do it my way.
I speak English.
So you understand what asshole means. Now go get me my phenylacetic acid, asshole.
How long is it going to take you to get him what he needs?
I don't know. I have no idea. Several hours at least.
I can wait. Gives us time to talk about the state of this lab. Don't you have standards? I mean, this place is disgusting. All right, we're gonna scour every vat, every tank, every cooked surface. And then we're gonna clean up every possible source of contamination. And only then...
No flies!
We cook. Comprende? I'm the guy your boss brought here to show you how it's done. And if this is how you run your lab, no wonder. You're lucky he hasn't fired your ass. Now, if you don't want that to happen, I suggest you stop whining like a little bitch and do what I say.
Gustavo smiled. Oh, Jesus. That was gross.
Dad?
Jesus.
Come in if you're coming in.
It's me, your hero. One day this could all be yours.
I got into a fight.
What do you mean a fight? Like, what fight? Are you going to talk to me here?
What are you doing?
I'm calling Mom.
Don't do that. Look, I appreciate that you're concerned. I'm fine. Just do not call your mother.
Why not?
Because I was gambling. If you tell your mother, God, I would never hear the end of it.
I don't understand. How'd you get into a fight? And with who?
Security. Just say they... Jesus. Is he gonna tell him?
I made a mistake. It's my own fault. It's coming.
It's okay.
It's all my fault. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Come on. Dad. It's okay. No. Hey. No. It's okay. Come on. Please. It's okay. Look at me. It's okay. Come on.
The new car? Did you drive it here?
Yeah.
Like it?
Sure. I do. It drives great.
That's good.
Man, he's got a stadium full of just like workers and chemists. The cartel. Holy. Oh, is this for purity?
Yes.
Well done.
First of many.
Yeah? What's that mean?
You're staying. You belong to the cartel now.
All right, so what's the problem?
Well, let's just say you and I don't wear the same rose-colored glasses where Johnny Fabulous is concerned, so I kept an eye on his bank accounts and I pulled his credit report. If you would, note the time on there.
He's probably splurging on
3:54 p.m. yesterday.
3 hours after leaving my office.
He bought a Mercedes SL 550.
He's actually leasing it, but he put $4,500 down. He's going to pay $1,830 a month, and fully loaded. I mean, he even got the heated steering wheel. But that's upwards of $6,300 that won't be going to the IRS. I just thought you might like to know, loath as I am to say, I told you so.
Where is he now?
You can't talk to him, Skylar. Man, Ted's an idiot.
It was your birthday. This shouldn't be on your mind.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay. I'm your father. I don't want last night to be... I mean, you really... You can't think of me like...
Like what?
My father died when I was 6. You knew that, right? He had Huntington's disease. It destroys portions of the brain, affects muscle control, leads to dementia. It's just a nasty disease. It's genetic. Terrified my mother that I might have it, so they ran tests on me when I was a kid, but I came up clean. My mother would tell me so many stories about my father. I mean, she would talk about him all the time. I knew things about my father. I had a lot of information. It's because people would tell me these things. They would paint this picture of my father for me. And I always pretended that was who I saw too. I only have one real, actual memory of my father. Anyway, there, lying on the bed, is my father. He's all twisted up. My mom, she puts me on her lap. She's sitting on the bed next to him, so I can get a good look at him, you know. But really, he just scares me. And he's looking right at me. But I can't even be sure that he knows who I am. I don't want you to think of me the way I was last night. I don't want that to be the memory you have of me when I'm gone.
Remembering you that way wouldn't be so bad. The bad way to remember you would be the way you've been this whole last year. At least last night, you were real.
Somewhere you should be.
I think the universe is trying to tell me something. I got some good news, some very good news, and getting the business going again.
Wow.
Yeah, I figured we haven't been down long, so we should be able to get most of our old contracts back.
Skylar, just keep the whole car thing to yourself. Just let him sink.
Is that yours? Outside?
Oh, yeah, well, you know, can't be Driving a piece of crap to customer meetings, you gotta present that successful image.
Yeah, right. So the IRS stuff, that's resolved?
Yeah, it's in progress.
So you paid them?
Well, not yet, but I will.
When?
Well, it's not that simple.
I have to get a bathroom. I gotta pay for my kids' education. They're going to Harvard.
Let's keep our priorities straight here, right?
Well, my priority is getting my business back.
Maybe the universe is telling you that you need to pay what you owe.
Skylar, this is my money. Why are we having this conversation? You're no longer a part of my life. The decision you made, by the way. So I don't understand why you're hectoring me about this.
Ted, this affects both of us.
No, it doesn't. I'm telling you, you need to drop this.
You need to use that money to pay your bill by the end of this month, which you promised the IRS in writing that you would do. It is that simple.
Okay? Okay, duly noted.
What does that mean? Does that mean yes? Because I really need a yes. Here, Ted.
All right, Skylar, I'll tell you what it means. It means, in the most respectful way possible, there's the door.
Get out of there, Skylar. She's prideful too. Oh no! She holds grudges.
From whom exactly do you think you got that $600,000, Ted? Great Aunt Birgit.
That was you?
Unbelievable. It's the same pool. Oh man, those look like Ryzen pills.
I promise you this. Either we're all going home and none of us are. Now settle down.
What's gonna happen this time?
Gustavo, cuánto me alegra.
I'm so happy.
Finalmente
You
llegaste.
finally came to your senses.
Le presento.
May I present the cook? Ta-da!
This is your new employer. You address him as Don Hilario. It's a term of respect.
Hola, joven. Este no habla ni una palabra.
He doesn't speak Spanish, does he?
Y no es ningún químico.
And he's no
Lo
chemist.
digo yo.
I'll tell you that. Oh, come
No
on.
importa si es criador
I don't
de
care if he's a
cerdos,
pig farmer.
es cocina
He
la
cooks better meth than you do.
Mejor que tú. Con todos tus títulos de
With all your fancy college degrees.
sofisticados, y este va a tener
And this one
bastante
will have
tiempo
plenty
para
of time to
aprender
learn
español.
Spanish.
¿Y qué hay allá? ¿Qué es eso?
What's in there?
¿Un regalo?
A gift? It's probably like... That better not have... that better not have Tio's bell in it. I'm like, what could he possibly, like, give? Though, just, like, you know?
Bueno, vamos a ver. A ver qué hay aquí. No, imposible. Zafiro añejo. Miren, hasta la botella es una obra de arte.
Even the bottle is a work of art.
Perfección.
It's perfection.
Prefiero
I choose
beberlo.
to drink it.
Bueno, vamos muchachos.
Maybe it's full of Ryzen. And he'll take
Ándale, pues.
everyone out.
Cuidado, muchacho. Welcome to Mexico. Now, you say,
You know, you say.
muchas gracias a usted, señor.
Don Hilario, ese es un
This one's an
adicto.
addict.
Para trabajar tiene que estar solo.
To work, he must be sober.
Entonces nada para ti.
None for you. It's full of Ryzen. Gustavo, he took like pills beforehand. it has to, like, counteract.
Salud.
But Gaff isn't drinking any.
Ya basta de negocios.
Gustavo, cheer up, man. I'm not angry. I had to spank you. But what choice did I have? Look, once every 20 years, you forget your place. There's no place for emotion in this. Dude, he's been devoid of emotion for 20 years. Business is business. Never make the same mistake twice.
Si me lo permite.
Miguel. Sí, jefe. Muéstrale dónde está el meadero.
Make sure Gustavo doesn't get lost on his way to the washroom. It's probably gonna... Maybe they're like gag pills. But the effects take a couple of days, or not. Ooh. And how are you enjoying your drink today? Guess he didn't get all of it out. Fill your pockets and leave in peace. Or fight me and die. He did it. He didn't hesitate. Mike got hit too.
Get us out of here, kid.
Could you imagine if Tio's bell was actually in that box? I was like, they wouldn't have gotten out of that alive. Now everyone associated with Tio is just like, they're gone. He's just gonna be alone, unable to do anything. Can't even talk. Can barely move. Do I feel sympathy for the guy? He's kind of a horrible person. We had another second cell phone moment with Walter Jr. When Walter's just all drugged up. He was saying sorry to Jesse, not sorry to Walter Jr. for missing his birthday. So I think very soon, Walter's going to tell Jr. what is actually going on, because he doesn't want Walter Jr. to keep thinking of him as, you know, his hero. He wants Walter Jr. to remember his father, you know, as faithfully and as truthfully as he can. Yeah, I love that scene with Walter and Walter Jr. They finally used the Ryzen. Well, Walter, you got your wish. Now Gustavo, you remove certain key players, the whole drug ring, it'll just fall apart. How's he gonna get out of this? Jesse, now he really is a hero. Now he really is like an eagle-eyed sharpshooter. Like, he took out that guy, Gaff is his name, you know, without seeing Gale or hesitating or anything like that. I guess those video games did help, so good on him. It's a shame that Mike got hit. I hope they do make it back somehow, and, you know, Mike sees his granddaughter, his daughter and his granddaughter, one last time, if he does, like, succumb to his wound. But, I mean, the guy's tough. Very tough. You'd think he'd be wearing something, a vest or anything. I guess when Jesse was having dinner with Gustavo, like, he told him everything. Everything that Walter was doing, what he concocted, the whole Ryzen thing, and that gave Gustavo, like, an idea. So, you know, good on him. He took out the entire, like, heads of the cartel. Jesse was able to get to 96% purity. That's impressive. Isn't that what Gale promised, so Walter has that like extra 3% still. Still think Jesse's gonna get spoken to by APD. So yeah, we saw Andrea again, so we'll see her later on too. Saul's doing a lot of work, man. He's just like trying, like he's saying that this is a bad idea for everyone. This is a bad idea, this is a bad idea, but he's still going with it. I mean, he said he doesn't mind giving Andrea money, but like, Walter and Pigman need to like, you know, throw Saul a bone every now and then. Like, say good job. Attaboy. And this whole Ted thing. Come on, man. Jesus. Okay, Ted, you deserve to go to jail, man. Skylar, what did you see in Ted? Mr. Grabby Hands. Yeah, Mr. Grab your wallet and purse. First chance he gets. I was just thinking, like, this guy drives a pretty crappy car. His bathroom is worth more than his car. Now he's just wasting the money. Not paying back his debt. Come on, man. Jeez. And he wants to start up his business like you promised the IRS within the month in writing that you would pay back. Skylar's name is in those books. You can't uncook the books. What does he do? He buys a Mercedes. First chance he gets. It's just an excuse. The guy's just... He's a big problem. He's a problem dog. Skylar, just like Walter, couldn't let things go. I mean, she couldn't afford to. They look into the... If the IRS looks into Ted's, you know, books, like... They're going to see, okay, well, this lady works at the car wash. Oh, it turns out she actually co-owns the car wash, and she does the books for this place, too. Let's look into that. It's good that she's, you know, telling Ted, but it's also bad that she's telling Ted, because now Ted's going to be like... Now Ted might, you know, blackmail Skylar into giving him more money, just to, you know, be quiet. But Skylar might say something about Ted. Like, everybody has something on everyone. She's making a profit. Too, by making fake transactions. Gustavo, it doesn't seem like I think he'll be alive long enough to get back. He's going to be very sick. I thought that Ryzen stuff took like weeks to, you know, take effect. But no, they were all taken out within like an hour of drinking. And his story has come full circle now. So like he can, he's going to pass within these next 3 episodes. Now the market is wide open. The cartel is gone. Gus will be gone soon. Who's going to take control? Walter or Pinkman? So we'll see. Maybe there's just going to be like a, I don't know, a rush to fill this seat between the two of them. And if Gustavo passes, like, Hank's going to be even more suspicious about what's going on. They're going to go snooping around the chicken farm. Like they cleaned up pretty well in a day. Walter's probably going to show them around. But, yeah, we'll see. What about Gustavo's workers? Remember, loose lips. And if Mike's taken out, like, Walter's not gonna keep track of everyone. Hank is so close. He always goes that extra mile. Steve, what are you doing, man? Every single time. You're wrong. It's like, face it, Hank, this is our guy. He's telling the truth. And Hank's like, no, I think there's more to it. Like, you should always dig deeper, man. How do you keep getting promoted? You have Hank's promotion, man. Security footage, still on Gustavo's laptop. They're gonna confiscate that, and they're gonna see Walter. Walter doesn't know about the laptop. Doesn't have Mike, so who's gonna fix all of Walter's problems if he does take over? So we'll see if, you know, everyone survives. There has to be, like, last words. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Gustavo, he stayed true to, you know, his beliefs of never making the same mistake twice. Famous last words. We'll see if he says that to Walter. I'm expecting they will speak at least one more time. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Man, there's so many things just about to fall apart right now. It's the end of Gustavo. That's all I gotta say. Somebody has to take over. They're not ready. Jesse's not ready to take over for Mike. Walter can't take over for Gustavo. Like, there's so many things that they need to know, but we'll see. Like, the cartel seems like it's finished. All the heads have been taken out, but now they gotta deal with the DEA. There is a war coming. It's just been postponed. I apologize for the late upload of this video. I think from now on they might be like Friday and Saturday uploads, because I'm still figuring out this whole like work routine and just like balancing everything. I am starting I'm training for a job. We'll see if I like it. in about 50 minutes. I have to leave. So we'll see what happens. It won't be long now before we're done. So remember to stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.